Welcome to another Star Wars comic video, and today we are reading through the final comic of the Star Wars Adventures Ghost of Darth Vader's Castle series. It's going to be a longer one, so sit down, relax, and enjoy the story. The story begins outside Vader's castle on the planet Mustafar. Lena and the rest of the crew are standing outside the tall, menacing fortress, trying to enter by hardwiring the door. However, HUD is under pressure and it's taking a bit longer than they had expected. Jackson offers to knock down the door with his foot, but HUD is persistent in working with the override. Lena suddenly hears Milo's voice through her earpiece. Milo reaches out to Lena, telling her that they are hurting him, and begs for help. Desperately, Lena tells Milo that they are trying their best and are working on helping him. Having had enough of waiting, Jackson knocks down the door, leaving HUD a bit speechless. Skrit, however, positively acknowledges Jackson's punctuality before they start walking into the castle. As they walk down the stairs, everything around them becomes darker and darker as the light behind them fades away. Having brought up the worry that there might be someone else in the castle, Jackson teases HUD that Vader's dead, that he is toast, stating he won't return. But then, a tall figure wearing Vader's helmet approaches them aggressively. As a quick reaction due to the dark presence, Jackson shoots his blaster and wonders why no one once stayed dead in the galaxy, asking a very reasonable question. Though the dark figure deflects the blaster shot one after one with his blue lightsaber. Realizing blaster won't do, Skrit and HUD team up by having Skrit roll into a ball and letting HUD throw him into Vader's face. Having thrown it so hard, the helmet knocks right off and lands on the ground in front of them, though Lena thinks it was too easy. Then, as it's laying on the ground, the helmet spits out electricity from the wires inside, and all of a sudden, their names are spoken, with a very recognizable voice, at least to Lena. Lena picks up the helmet and pulls out the electrical head inside of it. To her surprise, Crater, their personal droid, was controlling the fake Darth Vader. Crater sincerely apologizes to Mistress Lena, explaining a signal had corrupted his processors, making him do evil and foul things, including bringing Master Milo to the castle. He then explains that Vinay, Darth Vader's servant, was responsible for all of this. To their surprise, Vinay had returned, but HUD now understood the meaning of his dream. The dream was warning him when he saw Vinay in it. Lena asks Crater to guide them to Milo, but Jackson doesn't trust the droid, although Lena steps in and tells him that she trusts the droid with her life. Crater leads them to Milo, and in the room, filled with scientific technologies, Milo floats unconsciously inside a big bacta tank, with green fume covering all around him. While Lena tries to get Milo out of the tank, Jackson points out that if Lena spoke with Milo outside the castle, but in reality, he's inside the bacta tank, then who was Lena actually speaking with? Though Lena, so desperate to get Milo out, doesn't consider Jackson's point enough before they are struck with a powerful lightning shock, having them fall on the ground, leaving them knocked out. Lena wakes up slowly, adjusting her eyes to her new surroundings, wondering what is going on.
This is your destiny, Lena Grav. Your destiny, and my revenge. His revenge.
Lena demands Vinay to release her, but he won't do it, not before his mission is complete.
Oh, you'll be released, but only after the ritual is complete.
Noticing her brother being trapped, Lena shouts out his name to get his attention, and the rest of the crew is alongside him, also trapped in their own chambers. Milo apologizes to Lena, claiming it is all his fault, but she corrects him, blaming Vinay, who controlled Crater and used Milo as bait.
Do you hear them, Master? They think I only controlled the droid. Don't they realize they were all my puppets, that I used their own dreams against them, drawing them back to the castle?
Skrit asks in disbelief if it was him that did it.
No one is safe from the Sith, not even when they sleep. I knew you would come. Loved ones in danger, new monsters to fight. How could you resist?
But Jackson points out another reasonable question. as he wonders why he was ever targeted. For understandably, the rest of the crew have had dealings with him before, but Jackson held no past reputation with Vinay.
Actually, I was wondering the same thing. Who are you again?
Though to no surprise, Jackson spits out a joke about Vinay before he gets silenced by HUD. Vinay moves over to the console nearby.
You all must be silent. There is much to do. The hour approaches.
Wondering what he is speaking about, Lena asks directly what hour he's referring to, but Crater decides to elaborate, telling Lena that the Sith acolyte is attempting to revive his master, Darth Vader. Though not believing in such possibilities, Lena tells Vinay that his master is dead. She saw the explosion of the Death Star from Endor. Darth Vader is gone. Leaning his angered face closely to Lena.
As you were there where he perished, so shall you be here when he rises again. No, more than that, you shall be the means of his resurrection.
Though, certain to her belief, she rejects his point of view. Vinay's eyes open up as he looks up to the sky, answering his master.
Yes, master. I hear you, master.
Jackson comments on the obvious psychotic behavior of Vinay, calling him nuttier than a gruffle cake.
The moment has come.
Vinay pulls a lever down on the console.
I release the vapors just like you taught me. Let them guide your path.
The fumes from the lava pits beneath the castle starts to pour in, covering the surface of the room. HUD and the rest begins to cough from inhaling it. Milo calls it magic, but Lena tells him it's not magic, it's just madness, while she keeps coughing more and more.
Do you hear her, master? She doubts you, doubts your power. Soon she will believe, she will know. All will come clear when she is elevated, when she becomes the vessel of your spirit.
In shock from what she heard, Lena's eyes open wide, showing that fear is starting to grow in her, as she asked Vinay what he was talking about.
Speak, O Lord, speak, and we shall listen. Rise from the ashes as it has been foretold. Spread your dark arms across the galaxy. Vader reborn, Vader immortal.
As the Sith acolyte calls upon his master, the fumes turns into beasts of evil. One after one, they torture and twist the minds of the crew, revealing their truest nightmares. HUD, strongly affected by this, screams as he sees the monster from the swamp. But Milo, with his eyes closed, prevents the darkness from twisting him, understanding that they are not real. Vinay, who has been living in the dark for years, has had his mind corrupted and driven in madness. Jackson, scared from seeing the Wookiee beast, tries to keep his mind calm by reminding himself of what Lena told him outside the castle, that dreams can't hurt them. With the room nearly filled up with fumes from below, Vinay exists to see his master again.
Yes, yes, and now the screaming starts. The ghosts are here. The age of the Sith is upon us. A new empire of darkness. His empire.
Lena, in desperation, shouts out to Vinay, telling him it won't work. But then, slowly, rises Darth Vader's spirit right in front of her. Gazing at what she sees, she struggles to accept it.
Finally, after all the indignities, all the tricks, finally she understands. Finally she fears.
Without being able to move or control her reaction, Lena inhales so much fume that she suddenly shuts down.
Master, is that you?
Lena, now possessed by the spirit of Darth Vader, raises his head and calls upon his puppet. He commands to be released, as no one should dare to bind Darth Vader up. Without hesitation, Vinay opens the locks.
At once, my lord. You have returned to me.
As Vader picks up the lightsaber on the ground, Vinay questions what the Dark Lord demands.
And what does the Force will now, O Dark One? What terror shall we unleash upon the galaxy?
Vader, looking at his glowing lightsaber, says that he will deal with the prisoners. As he walks up to Milo's trap, Milo calls out her sister's name, Lena, over and over again, begging her not to kill him, and telling her that he is her brother. Vader responds, letting the trapped Milo know that he knows exactly who he is. But just as the darkness is about to unfold, to everyone's surprise, Lena swings her lightsaber at the machines close by Milo, disabling his entrapment.
What? No! This isn't possible. The spirit of my lord consumed you. I saw it with my own eyes.
It was all a ploy designed by Lena to trick Vinay into thinking she had been possessed by the spirit of Darth Vader. She tells him the fumes have only one purpose and function, to reveal what one fears the most. And in this case, Vinay fears his master more than anything else. Out from behind, Milo jumps in, striking Vinay hard in the face, knocking him backwards into the chair, where he is trapped by the locks.
No!
Hud compliments Milo on the punch, and then suggests that they should leave the castle. Struggling to see anything, they decide to follow the bright light from the lightsaber through the green fumes, leaving Vinay behind.
No, you can't leave me here. You can't leave me trapped.
But through the darkness of the castle, a voice bleeds into his mind.
Why, Vinay? Isn't this what you wanted? Isn't this what you hoped for?
No!
This is the way it should be. Master and servant together. Together for all eternity.
Outside, Jackson is relieved to see his ship, but Milo wonders where Lena is, as he can't see her anywhere. But before he could escalate, Lena walks up behind, comforting him by letting him know that she's right behind him. Finally, after so much time passed, after nightmares upon nightmares, Lena and Milo gives each other a firm and long hug. Sister and brother are finally reunited, always staying there for each other. Always. However, Lena explains that the lightsaber ran out of energy the moment they trapped the Sith acolyte, leaving the question, which lightsaber did they follow if it wasn't Lena? Jackson, like always, teases Hud, suggesting it could have been a ghost. But Lena tells them to calm down, letting them know if there's one thing this entire nightmare has taught her, is that ghosts do not exist. Little do they know that the Force ghost of Anakin Skywalker was the one guiding them through the fortress. Standing on a hill, looking at them flying away as he smiles with amusement and gratification. Darth Vader might be dead, but Anakin Skywalker never left. So, that was the conclusion to this story. If you have watched all of the episodes, thank you so much. It was quite fun recording and making these videos for all of you guys and doing something new on the channel. I'm hoping to make more comic videos down the line, so do stay tuned for that. Which story out of all the 5 comics was your favorite? Let me know down in the comment section below. It would be awesome to discuss this with you. So, with all that said, thank you again, and I hope you all have a wonderful day forward. And remember, may the Force be with you.